Most people think that you cannot build a $1 million business without a team of employees that is skilled in their own departments. But this is far from the truth today. Instead, what is actually happening is that one person will be able to replace the whole entire workforce of a department in a company within the next 6 to 12 months. And this isn't inspirational speaking that I'm providing to you, nor motivational speaking. This is actually the new baseline of how modern businesses are going to be operated. Hi, my name is Kurt Sidney. I'm a Agentic Creative Director that helps founders leverage this new technology in an executional baseline style. And in today's video, what I'm going to be discussing to you is why you should build a one-person AI business in 2026. And this is going to affect your life if you do decide to build it or you decide not to build it. Either way, what is happening in society right now is going to affect you. Okay. So, for us to understand why you should build a one person business, let's look at how businesses that are making millions and billions of dollars today, how they operate and how they're able to scale. Okay. So, how modern businesses work is that the limiting factor is all based on their labor, right? Once they have that labor team, that's how they scale. You cannot scale output without scaling headcount in these type of businesses, right? So what is happening is that the more time you're able to purchase, the more outputs you can produce. That's why big companies get bigger. That's why the rich gets richer because they're able to output and delegate and automate their work so they can scale faster by purchasing somebody else's time, the employees, and with that time, they're able to grow their businesses larger. Okay. So that's how it works. But in order for these people to know what they're supposed to do in their company to actually have that business scale, because hiring people for scalability is not how scalability works. You need systems. And there's people for that within companies that does the real work on getting people aligned for those systems. And these people are the coordinators, the orchestrators in their companies. We call them the operation managers, the departments, the specialists, the HR. These sectors, these systems within that business is what makes everything goes around for the company to generate money. Okay. So these are the people that makes the most type of money in that company at that level. Let's say someone in that company is making 5 figures. These people who are sitting at great companies at these levels, operation managers, department specialists, all these people are making 6 figures plus because they do a job of aligning those people at the lower level to do what they're supposed to do and make sure the whole company runs very, how to say, smooth. Okay. But the advantage was not creativity. It all comes down to the capacity. So once a company was able to hire enough people within it, they know that the output is going to eventually keep growing. It's going to push out more output than their competitors, right? So what is happening right now in the market that's making people heads turn and making CEOs understand that this is not the only way we can scale now. We have to play by the new rules. And what companies are noticing is that they can have, for example, a team of 10 people. And let's say out of those 10 people, there are 4 people within that team that knows how to leverage building with AI on their team. And they're noticing the ones who are and the ones who aren't. And the ones who are, they're noticing that they're able to produce the amount of outcome of the entire team. So let's say this one person able to produce the work of 10 people on that team. That's times 4 of these people who are able to produce the work of 40 people on their team. That's how businesses is being run today because of AI. And I want to show you, I want to explain to you how that's happening. Okay, so CEOs of that business, they know that these people here are the ones that's going to generate them the most type of money in their business. So their eyes are on them. Okay, they're going so far to understand that if they lose these people, they will rehire these people for more than they had before because it's coming out cheaper either or of hiring 40 people. You understand this? So what is happening is that with AI, these employees that are skilled in that arena, they're completing the work faster and they're creating the outputs much more faster, which changes the economy of the growth for their company. And they're loving that. But the game is changing because of this. Because in the old world, headcount was the higher increase of capacity was how you scale. But in the new world, what is happening is that you could produce the same capacity just by adding new AI workers. Because that one individual in the company knows how to create the right AI systems that are capable of producing the output for that company at a much more faster rate, cheaper, and much more reliable for that company. And once you know if one person in that company can create the work of over 30 individuals, the game is going to be much more harder for the ones who do not know how to leverage the technology fast enough in today's days. So what is happening right now because of this is that we're going to be seeing a collapse of employees hiring people who are not skilled in that arena. Okay, and because because of this, the outcome becomes much more cheaper because AI every day is becoming cheaper, and this changes the economy. Just this year alone, this is a screenshot published by Forbes, and they say that tech industry lost over 123,000 jobs this year, all because of AI, most cited reason for this layoff. And we're seeing this. This is just posted June 4th. And we're seeing this happen in real time, and nobody's paying attention to this. That's 123,000 people out of jobs because of this AI technology. And that's only for white collar workers. Let's talk about like blue collar workers, like the people who actually go down the dirt. Like I'm watching this video from this company called Figure AI. They had a live stream going on for 200 hours of this one AI called Rose. And this one AI was doing the job of an Amazon worker flipping packages on that conveyor belt. And they flipped over 250,000 packages in 200 hours without rest at all. Without rest. And that is beyond me to think about because this is something that is happening in real time. The reason why this is happening and they can do this is that because these AI robots that are being created today, their bodies were already built decades ago. The technology to build their fingers, their body, how they walk, it existed. What is happening is that AI is making the brain for this technology much more cheaper than what it used to cost before. So that was happening right now. And eventually you're going to be seeing AI robots like these being sold to households as maids, doing your laundries, doing your dishes, watering your plants, bringing your drinks, taking your groceries and packing it in the fridge, the shelves for you. That's the future that we're heading to. And eventually you're going to be seeing these robots at your cashier at your local KFC, at your local McDonald's. And it's going to be becoming a norm at one point that you're not going to recognize that this is something taking over a system. And if you don't know how to leverage this and how to build on top of it to make yourself some form of profit before it gets too overwhelming, you're going to be left behind. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So what I want to be speaking about and what I want to show you is not the fastest way to go from 0 to 100K, but it's an option for you. It's a way for you as a beginner that will guarantee you 100% success rate once you stick to it. Okay. So what I'm speaking about is that what I'm speaking about doesn't require you to have luck. It doesn't require investment capital. It doesn't require you to have tech background to know how to operate at a very high level. What I'm speaking about is just focusing on this framework long enough And once you focus on it long enough, you will see success. And the key to make that happen is by creating yourself a well that you create for people to find and master that one specific skill that you can deliver to them, that you can offer them. Okay. So that well will look like this. Okay. That well is basically you setting up yourself in a way that says, look, I understand that there's excitement in the market. And when there's excitement, money flows towards that. So there's a lot of excitement around AI right now. And because of that excitement, you don't want to get confused and start doing 5 different things at the same time. Focus on one, just one skill, one thing that you can do that can make you money. Whether that's what video editing, whether it's that creativity, whether it's that consulting, whether it's that automation, whether it's that delegation automation, whether it's that auditing, it doesn't matter. Find the skill that the market needs help with in your niche, or what skills you already have that you believe you can create into something much more bigger, and focus on that. Now, why leverage that with AI? How are you going to do it? Is this. This is exactly how I teach and how to do this, okay? So understanding that I think of money like a river, okay? So your business is running, this is the land right here. And right next to it is the water. This is a little bit thin, isn't it? Make this a little bigger. Can you see that? Okay, let me just make this a little bigger. 1 second. So you guys can get the picture, okay? So what is happening right now, okay, is that there's a river, okay? There's a river taking place right now. This river is filled with money because of AI, right? And you as a individual want to make sure that you can get some of the water out of this river, okay? So you, next to the bank of that river, you need to build yourself a well, right? That's your exit point. That's how you're going to make yourself known in that system. And this is how you're going to build your world. You have to understand with yourself what you're good at. Or if you don't know what you're good at, you need to find a way to consult. I also provide this as well for free. In my Zero to Deploy framework that you can find below in the description. You're basically going to find a way to know what is working in the market right now and critique on what job you currently have, areas within the skills of that job, and place it into what you want to do for a very long time, long enough to make you your first dollar, okay? Because once you know you can make your first dollar, you know you're going to be scaling further. So what you want to do when you see this river being poured with this new technology that's flowing, because all the money is flowing right now all over the world, data centers being built, that's to fill the gaps that needs to fill in order for the system of AI technology to increase. Now you want to find your little space of land next to that river. No matter where it is, make sure it's close as possible towards that river. Once you're on the bank, right? You're going to build your well on top of that, right? That little spot, water is going to seek inside of there. This is considered your digital real estate, okay? That little spot is your digital real estate. That could be your social medias, your YouTube channels. It doesn't matter what it is. That's where you're going to be building your own empire on top of, right? And you're going to be leveraging that to talk and teach what you already know. If you don't know how to teach it or talk about it, that's when you create your first offer. Your first offer consists of you providing a done for you service. For example, If you know how to create content that captures somebody's attention on their feeds, on their own algorithms, right? Now you just need to know how to leverage on how to provide that as an offer to somebody else, a business in need of that technology, right? And you can do that fully using AI, giving you enough time for scalability. You have a point of growing as fast as you can because you understand that in order for me to grow, I have to be next to the river that has the most money flowing. Okay? So what I look at scale. So this is your river, and that's the money flowing into it. Okay? The people who have not placed or purchased their own spot inside or next to the bank, those are the people who you're going to be serving the most. Those are the people who you're going to be teaching. Those are the business owners who are going to be teaching, because not everyone will have the ability or the time in their hands to start from scratch on building their own digital real estate for their business. So they would prefer paying someone who already has land here and rent some of your time, right? They'll rent some of your time so you can provide the outcome that they need for their business. Okay. That's how you're going to be able to scale with this. Now, the faster you move on building your own one-person AI business, the quicker of success you will have. Now, what I want to provide to you today on this, because I don't want to leave this without saying this. The faster you move on this, the greater your outcome is going to be by leveraging this one-person business. I'm providing you a zero to deploy workframe that helps you get your feet off the ground and running on the system as well, completely free. You can get that in the description below. If you find that helpful, please leave a like, a comment, whatever you like to leave. Other than that, what I would like to say, stay creative, and I hope this video brought you any type of purpose in knowing why you should actually build your own one-person business in 2026. Other than that, stay creative, and bye for now.